What's up, everybody? Once again, my name is Matt, and welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword. In the last episode, we found all 5 missing pieces of the key, and now with that fully completed key in hand, it's time for us in this episode to take on the second temple. Hope you guys are ready. Oh yeah, by the way, if you do sit down on like any random object in the game, you will start to recover some of your hearts. So yeah, if like you're ever in a pinch or whatever, just look for a stool or something. It might just save your life. But alright, that being said, here we go, guys. So here we are. I mean, we're basically inside a volcano, but this is the Earth Temple. Now, right off the bat, I'll say this. The Earth Temple is, kind of different. Like, not in a bad way, but, it's not really puzzle-oriented like you would expect most Zelda temples to be. It's actually more movement and, like, platform-based, which, isn't really a bad thing, but it's not what you would probably expect from a 3D Zelda title. It's more like a 2D Zelda thing, because obviously in those games, sometimes you have items like Rock's Cape or Rock's Feather, which do give you like some form of, you know, platforming ability or upwards movement. But, as a result of this, the temple itself is pretty short, like especially if you know where you're going. But, that in of itself isn't really too hard to figure out, since it's a really small temple. Like, there's only a handful of rooms. So, figuring out where you need to go is not hard, since it's really linear. Anyways, so this temple does have a lot of areas kind of like this, where you can spend some extra time, like, picking up items like, for instance, this jelly blob, or, you know, digging in the dirt, picking up extra rupees and stuff like that. But, since we're inside a temple, I really don't think it's necessary to spend the extra time digging in the dirt and, getting just, like, a few extra rupees. There are, like, a few areas that I probably will dig up, but, I'm gonna try and, like, ignore a lot of them, just so, you know, we can make more progress through this temple a little bit faster than, like, just stopping at every single hole, digging up all the dirt, and, just getting, like, a handful of rupees, because, honestly, I can do without the rupees. Like, we're not doing bad on rupees right now. Anyways, here is our first puzzle of the temple, one of, like, the few that you will see. It's actually just really simple rope cutting puzzle. So, yeah, there's some rope attached to those, like, weird gear things. If we cut the rope, the drawbridge will lower. So there's like 3 things of rope. Here's the second one. And now, of course, the drawbridge has not been lowered all the way yet, so you're probably thinking, where's the third one? Well, if you pay attention, right in front of us, it's actually, pretty much to the right of the drawbridge. And obviously, to cut this one, we need to use our trusty, dusty beetle and just fly right through that rope, which will cut it and lower the drawbridge completely. So, there you go. Not really too hard at all. Now that we've done that, though, we can pretty much enter the hub room of this temple. Master, I am detecting new enemies ahead. They appear to be creatures of very significant physical ability. Press Z to target an enemy, then down to call me. I will then share any data I have on that enemy. Alright, so Fi is warning us about this Lizalfo. Now, Lizalfos in this game are actually, they're not too hard to fight, but they are interesting enemies, and they can deal some damage to you if you're not careful. So, usually what I like to do is, wait until they start doing that. Like, they sort of, like, taunt you, and when they do that, if you do the correct slice, you can actually deal damage to them. But, if you do the incorrect slice, they will actually counterattack you. So, you do need to be a little bit careful when fighting them. Sometimes they will drop items like this, which is a lizard tail. It's another collectible. You get them a lot, actually, when you fight Lizalfo, so they have a pretty high drop rate. They're probably not that rare, but we do have another Amber Relic. Pretty nice. You know, it's kind of funny, too, because, like, of all the treasures we've gotten, we're still missing some of the more common ones that we will actually need to make stuff. Oh, yeah, by the way, that guy in the background over there, if you get too close to him, he will pop up and start spitting fire at you. Anyways, actually I can't use my beetle for this, so I'm just gonna use that. But, yeah, you wanna, like, hit these bombs on this weird, like, fish-looking structure. I believe you can use your slingshot or the beetle. The beetle's a little bit easier since, like, you really don't have to aim it. You can just, like, steer it directly into it. But yeah, that'll cause like a giant explosion, and one of the eyes will just happen to land directly in front of us. And this is where, like, some of the unique movement comes into play, because Link can actually balance on top of this ball, and that's pretty much how we're going to be navigating a majority of this temple. So it's pretty easy. You can use the analog stick, thankfully. It's not motion control based, so yeah, it's not that hard at all to move around. Anyways, let's grab one of these bombs real quick. That way we can toss it onto this platform, and hopefully it'll raise itself up. That way the bomb blows up the rocks that are up there, because behind those rocks is a chest, which does contain something pretty nice. Like, it's completely optional, by the way. You do not need to collect this, but the treasure is definitely worth it. So inside this chest we have ourselves yet another golden skull. Not bad. That should be like our third one, I think. Yeah, so we got a lot of those things, which is pretty awesome. Alright, so now that we got that, you know what, I am down 1 heart, so let me see if I can find one, because I'm pretty sure this pile of dirt will always give you a heart, or maybe not. Alright, I guess not. So we got 1 rupee though, so that's pretty nice. Man, I don't know what it is. Like, whenever I'm low on hearts in Zelda game, like, even if it's just 1 heart, I feel like I need to go and find a heart as soon as I can. Like, there's no logical reason for that, because obviously being down 1 heart isn't really that big of a deal. But hey, we got a heart back anyways, so I mean, that works out for us. Now we're back at max HP, and this is exactly where I wanted to be anyways. And hey, check it out, it's Led. What's he doing here? Let's talk to him and figure out what's up. Blast, I must have dropped it earlier. Hey, nice timing, pal. It's me, Led. You showing up here must mean we're connected somehow. You know, like fate or something. Anyways, do me a favor and get my bomb bag, okay? I was behind that rock looking for treasure when those creeps showed up. I panicked and hit the road, but it looks like I dropped it. It's a bag for carrying around bomb flowers. I can't imagine not having one. Oh hey, I guess I don't have to imagine it, because I lost mine. Anyway, it's back there. Do me a favor and get my bomb bag back, will you? You know, a bomb bag does sound pretty useful, but then again, it also sounds like Led actually wants it back, so there really might not be anything in it, like if we do help him out. So I guess we're doing this out of the kindness of our heart. Anyways, let's grab one of these bombs, and all you want to do is just roll it through that gap that we crawled through, and that's going to place it right next to those rocks and blast them open. Of course, there's a door on the other side. Now, before we go through that door, there's a couple of more things in this room that we can collect, and they are worth collecting. So let's head to this upper area. You know, guys, don't be too quick to just, like, run through these areas. Always make sure you take a few seconds to explore your surroundings. And holy crap, 40 rupees! That is awesome, man. Like, sometimes that pot can just drop, like, blue rupees, but we got super lucky with the double red rupee drop, man. I am feeling good about this. Alright, so on this side, there's, like, 2 patches of dirt that we can dig up. This one will always contain a fairy, so if you need one, just use your net to pick that up. But I think we should be good with the one that we already have inside our bottle. And over here, hey, we got some Eleanor. I didn't even see that one. Nice. I am not complaining about that. Alright, so I guess that makes up for, like, not really getting too many rupees from that, because that one you actually can get some red rupees from as well. Anyways, let's head through that door and figure out whatever Led was so afraid of. I mean, how bad could it possibly be, guys? And I guess this is technically, like, the mini-boss of this temple. Guess what? It's a total of just 2 Lizalfos. Yeah, that's literally it. Really not too scary. So this room is pretty much like a copy-paste of Ocarina of Time, or at least a concept from Ocarina of Time. Now, you'll notice when you're on these outer platforms, the enemies will separate. If you go in the center, they're actually going to come towards you. You do not want to fight them both at the same time, so I recommend, like, fighting them on these outer platforms once they're separated. Once they're separated, they really just, it goes like any other Lizalfo fight. It's really not too hard at all. Now, I'm actually going to try something here. So, yeah, if you actually get them to guard like that and you do a spin attack or like a flip attack or whatever and knock them down, you can literally kill them in 1 hit with your fatal blow. So that's probably one of the fastest ways to take those guys out. Oh yeah, by the way, when they do attack you with like their spinny kicks or whatever, you actually can shield bash them to sort of like parry their attack. Although I'll admit I'm not really good at like parrying attacks with my shield bash, which is why I really don't do it all that much. Although I should do it more because it is, like, incredibly useful in this game. Like, I will admit, I just gotta, like, get in the habit of actually doing it correctly. Anyways, now that those guys are gone, let's open up this chest and get ourselves the item from this temple, which really isn't our item. It's actually Led's bomb bag. So there we go. We have a bomb bag that's not really ours. And it's kind of funny too because the game like actually puts it in your inventory and sort of like tells you that, yeah, you know what, this is yours now. But really it's Led, so we actually have to go and give it back to him. Like, we really don't get to keep it for too long, or at least it doesn't seem like that. Hey, you found my bomb bag! Sorry to put you through that. I guess I owe you one now, so let me have it. What's this now? You want to borrow it so you can go deeper into the volcano? Oh right, you're looking for your friend. You sure have put yourself out there getting this far. That reminds me, how's my pal? Worried, I guess? I don't really know, I haven't seen him. He's worried about me? What kind of pal am I putting him through that? You must be worried too, not knowing if your friend's dead or alive. I'm not letting you borrow my bag, though. Nope, I'm giving it to you. Just don't blow yourself up. Alright, so now we actually do get to keep this bomb bag for good. Hooray for us! Now you've got my bomb bag. Go find your friend. Will do, Mr. Led. Now if we walk away... Hold up, I forgot to tell you something. Knowing me, that bag's probably empty, so let me give you a little something to get you started. Well, that's nice of you. And he's going to give us 5 bombs, which is actually half of what our current bomb bag can hold. If you run out of bombs, just find some more and fill the bag back up. When you've got a bomb flower, press B to put it in the bag. Don't forget. That bag can hold up to 10 bombs, so if you run across bomb flowers, be sure to fill up the bag. Alright, that is very good advice, and I'm going to take that advice because 5 bombs is not enough. Like, we will be using bombs a lot throughout the majority of this temple, so yeah, you're going to want to stock up whenever you can. In fact, if you don't have 10, like, right off the bat, you probably will run out, like, in a very important area and just need to, like, go back and find some bombs. So, yeah, definitely stock up to your max first. Anyways, now that we got bombs, let's make our way over to the upper left side of this room because I believe there's a chest over there that we still have yet to pick up, and it does contain something pretty amazing. But, yeah, like I said before, this is like the hub room of the temple. You can pretty much reach every other area of the temple from this one room, and now that we have bombs, we can actually sort of start progressing some more. Alright, let me actually see if I can roll over this guy. There we go. And, here's the chest that I want. So, let's open this one up. And like I said, this one is optional, but it does contain something pretty awesome. It is a blue bird feather. One of, like, the harder items to actually collect. But, there we go. We got our first one. And while we're here, we might as well, like, dig in these, soil spots. Maybe we'll get something worth our while. Please? Alright, some rupees. Not bad. I'll take it. What do you got? Anything good? More rupees? Maybe a treasure or two hiding in there? Ooh, a red rupee. Alright, I'll take it. You know what? The red rupee was definitely worth coming all this way. Now that we got that, though, let's make our way back over to the main platform and start actually making some progress through the temple. So, yeah, here on the main platform, obviously, this is like sort of the midpoint of the temple. There's a save spot here and everything, so this is like where you want to like just relax if you want to take a break inside the temple. And anything good in here? Please? Hearts? Alright, just hearts, I guess, if you need them. Which we really don't, but what you want to do here is actually go off to the left because we can't go forward, and to the right, obviously, there's just a save statue, so there's really nothing there. So let's toss a bomb on top of this giant boulder, and that should blow it up eventually. There we go. But watch out, because waiting for you on the other side is a Lizalfo, and yeah, we really don't have a whole lot of space to fight this guy, so we might need to get a little bit creative. And holy crap, I cannot believe that actually worked. Like, the enemies in this game actually do a pretty good job at blocking these Skyward strikes, which is why I don't really use them. But I guess we got super lucky, and I'm not complaining at all because, like I was saying, yeah, fighting those guys in close quarters can be very, very dangerous, especially if you're bad at, like, parrying their attacks like I am. So I'm glad that we totally nailed that. Anyways, now that we got bombs, we can actually blow ourselves up. That's not at all what I wanted to do. But, yeah, if those guys aren't shooting fireballs at you, you can take out a bomb and chuck it at them, and that will kill them instantly. Although, if they are shooting a fireball at you, obviously, you'll be the one exploding, not them. And I'm watching you, dude. Don't you dare spit fire. I'm ready for it, but, I'll leave you there, you know? I'll let you live, you let me live. We'll call it a day, and I'll just, ride this rock upwards. There we go. Got a couple of bokoblins here. Nothing really too interesting. We'll just take them out. We do want to make our way to that chest, though, because it does contain something pretty awesome, and I'm glad we got this skull right in the middle battle. That's pretty fun. Cool, we got 4 of those. Nice. I'm glad that was a really, you know, worthy interruption. And can you please just, like, let me hit you, dude? Come on, you got, like, 1 hit left. I know you're, like, close to being dead. Just stop it, man. Just stop it. I know. There we go. All right, finally. Jeez. He was, like, hanging on till the last second. Anyways, let's open up this chest and get ourselves something very, very useful. It is the dungeon map. So there we go. Now we can finally see the entire scope of this dungeon. And yeah, there's really not a whole lot left, but we can see Zelda on the map, which is pretty awesome. Right behind that, though, is this dirt spot, and it looks like it's just going to give us hearts. I was really hoping that was going to be something way cooler. Oh, well, what are you going to do? Anyways, now that we got the map, let's make our way back to the main hub room. I didn't actually point it out, but there is a giant red X on the map that pretty much tells you where to go next, so that's pretty much where we're gonna go. I mean, the map, like, literally tells you what to do in this game sometimes, so it makes it very, very apparent. But, if you're not too familiar where to go next, just, like, pull up your map by pressing plus, and, you should see the giant red X. For me, since I already know where to go, I'm just gonna roll this ball right over to where I need to be, and, do what I need to do. So, let's head over here to, the upper right section of the dungeon. Now, we can't really reach everything because there's some, like, debris blocking our path, but there is a way around, so don't you worry about that. It's very subtle. You might not be able to see it, but yes, this wall right in front of us is cracked, which means if we take some of our bombs and just throw it right at that wall, it will start to break open. It takes 2 bombs, but there you go. You can crack open this entirely new pathway, and this will, like, lead us around to the other side of that debris, and that's pretty much where we're trying to get to. It's kind of funny how, like, we're going all the way around the outskirts of the temple just to, like, get back to the main room and do one thing, but whatever, not a big deal. Let's get rid of this guy real quick. Oh yeah, by the way, Link can actually fall off this ball if you do roll a little too fast, but he will usually give you a warning. And oh my gosh, that could have been really dangerous. Good thing the ball was, like, right behind me to catch me, because it would have been me in the lava instead of that bokoblin. Jeez. Alright, so obviously, yeah, we can't, like, get the ball over this giant gap, but don't worry, there is another way around. So you might have missed it, but yep, this wall right over here has a crack in it. So of course, let's just chuck 2 more bombs right at it, and we can blow open this pathway, which will lead us right around that little tiny platform. So really, there was, like, no reason to stop on that platform. Actually, not really sure why I did now that I think about it, but whatever, I did it. So you know what, get over it, guys. We're just gonna head right around to the other side, and you know what, I'm gonna let you live because you're running away from me, and I really don't care to chase after you. However, I will kill your friend over here because he's in the way, so goodbye. And now this platform we actually do need to jump on because we need to open up that gate that's sort of blocking our way, and how we do that is quite simple. We've seen this puzzle before. Let's just grab our beetle, and of course, we're going to fly it right into the 2, like, strands of rope that are holding that thing shut. So there's one of them, but the other one is all the way on the other side. So whatever will we do? Well, it's actually really simple. Just shoot your beetle off towards this direction, and because conveniently enough for us, there is this entire hallway that literally just curves around to the other side. There's also, like, that weird bird statue to save at, although I'm not really sure why you would ever want to save there, considering the bird statue in the hub room is honestly a few seconds away, and that's a way more convenient save point than, like, off in this random hallway. But yeah, if you want to, I guess you can save the game there, so you do you, man. And I did not mean to launch that again. Okay, here's the thing, right? Like, I don't know if this is just me, it probably is, But, I know the A button is, like, normal for, like, your action button, because A, you know, action, whatever, B, back, that's how you, like, cancel out of things in games. It makes perfect sense, but, for whatever reason, wow, I was not paying attention there, but, yeah, for whatever reason in Skyward Sword, or, like, any Wii game, actually, I always, like, press B as my action button, and A to go back. Like, I don't know why, it's really hard for me. I think maybe because, like, B's like the trigger, so it sort of like makes sense to press B, but at the same time it also makes sense that B is back, so I don't know, it's very confusing for me. So honestly, I expect to do that a lot throughout this LP, where I'll just like use the item one extra time because I'm trying to hit back instead of actually, you know, launch the item again, but whatever. Alright, so this section up ahead is it's really cool looking, but it's also really easy. Like, I feel like they expected this to be a lot harder than it actually is, considering with analog controls, like, you can be super precise, so yeah, it's really not hard navigating through that whatsoever. Like, maybe at one point, like, this was controlled with motion controls. That would actually make a lot more sense, but obviously, since you do need to use your sword while you're on this thing, they couldn't, like, tie them both to motion controls. Alright, let's dip off here real quick because, I believe there is, like, a small treasure chest that we can get. I'm gonna try and use my Skyward Strike again on this guy. Hopefully it works, or I could just, you know, get kicked in the face. That works, too. Alright, get back there, man. I'm gonna do this, so you just stand away from me so I can charge up my Skyward Strike. It's gonna work. Alright, see, there we go. Now he dodged out of the way. Of course that would happen the one time, like, I'm actually trying to use the Skyward Strike to defeat this guy. Alright, screw that, man. We're just gonna go normally and try and kill this guy, or get killed by him. Either one, that could work too. I mean, that guy spitting fire in the background is not helping us out either. Don't you dare taunt me, man. Come on, that's just rude. Be nice about it. There we go. Now let me kill you. Seriously, you're still alive? Oh, jeez. I saw that one coming from a mile away, but did not do my little parry attack. Oh, well, whatever. I think this thing will give us hearts, and thank goodness, because I desperately need them. And you know what? You're gonna die, man, because you're just being annoying, shooting your stinging fire. And man, I missed the tail. That is your fault. You know what? I'm blaming that lava enemy for that. Oh, well, let me keep digging up some hearts, because I desperately need them. There we go. Back up to full HP. And now we can finally open up this chest that contains a red rupee. That really was not worth all the damage and time that I wasted fighting those guys, but whatever. The real reason why we came over to this section of the temple is to push in this one little tiny, I don't even know what you would call this, target, but I guess it's a switch, and it does, like, activate these platforms. That way we can reach the upper area, but we still can't reach that just yet, so let's hop back on this ball, and since we did, like, raise this section, it sort of create a shortcut back to the other side of the temple, and on the other side is another one of those target switches that we can hit. We could have hit this one earlier, but it just makes sense to, like, you know, wait until now to actually hit this one. And there we go. That will complete the staircase, and now we can finally reach that upper area. So let's just go back to this main platform, and we could make our way up there, but you know what? I think we're gonna save that for the next episode. So if you guys enjoyed this part, a like rating would be greatly appreciated. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. But once again, guys, my name is Matt. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.